Hello and welcome to another video on my channel, the JJ Think Tank. Today I want to discuss the intellectual Nasim Taleb, a Lebanese intellectual, a mainstream one as well, and how he is probably, at the moment, and from the ones that I have read and discovered so far in my life, the only mainstream thinker worth your time. Or one of the only ones, yes, that are currently promoted, yes, or were promoted recently. So, the other thinkers, the rationalists that are always seen somewhere, yes, on our screens, either on YouTube or before on television, really have a very limited view on reality and nature. A very limited worldview, yes, in general about, yes, what is currently happening, what happened in the past, and in terms of theory, yes. Chess, Richard Dawkins, yes, Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens. All of these figures don't have much to offer. Dawkins only talks about the gene. The gene is the guiding force of our lives. Yes, and if you reject biology, then how can you come to a firm conclusion on the nature of reality? He has this strange voice. Well, we all have strange voices, yes. I guess to a degree because we're all different and unique. But nonetheless, another one, Sam Harris. What has he got to offer you? He just tells you that you don't have free will with his programmed NLP soft voice. There is no free will in this universe. Humans do not have free will. If you think so, then you are an idiot. So, again, how will this help you in your life? Of course we have free will. God has given us free will. Free will is a gift from God. No fool like Sam Harris will convince me otherwise, yes? If I told him, if I asked him this question, yes? So who wrote your books then? If it's not you, then an impersonal force wrote your books, right? So then you shouldn't earn money for those books, because they're not yours, are they? So give me some of that money that you earn from writing those books of yours. I'm sure he wouldn't agree. He wouldn't agree at all, would he, with that statement? And then Christopher Hitchens, I think he was just an adolescent, really, for most of his life. That's what he reminded me of. Just always complaining about religion in a very shallow manner, without much thought, really. I prefer his brother much more, Peter Hitchens. I think he's more wise and intelligent than Christopher Hitchens. So there we go. That's what I wanted to say first. But now let's move on and discuss Nasim Taleb. Yes. So all of his books really are worth reading. My favourite two were Anti-Fragile and probably Skin in the Game. But the other two are brilliant as well, The Black Swan and Fooled by Randomness. So as you can see, these are mainstream titles because they're published by Penguin. So what I said before is confirmed here by this. And to begin with, I'd like to read some short aphorisms, yes, that Taleb included in some of his books. Well, these are from his other book, The Bed of Procrustes. So, in this book, we just have a collection of aphorisms. And here's one, for example. In nature, we never repeat the same motion. In captivity, life is just repetitive stress injury. No randomness. Modernity's double punishment is to make us both age prematurely and live longer. Religion isn't so much about telling man that there is one God, as about preventing man from thinking that he is God. That's a good one. That's another good one. So yes, in the first section, I just repeat what I said previously. This is what I wrote, yes. That Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, they titillate, yes, people's intellectual curiosity, just a little bit. They titillate it, yes, but always within this destructive framework of ideas, yes, dogma, and it doesn't lead to any meaningful change for the individual or society. But with Taleb, this is different. Yes, through his style of writing and his intellect, he's more balanced in his approach. So he gives his due to rationalism, but then he also shows that reality is, in a way, irrational. Yes, and he explores this with various subjects and explains mathematical concepts for the layman in a more comprehensible way that help us to understand the structure of reality more and perhaps our own position in life and in this reality. Yes. And like other thinkers that have influenced me, he exposes the limitations of systems of thought such as empiricism and rationalism. Yes? So, of course, we now know that scientism it's this idea that only through empiricism can we discover what is true in the world. Yes. Whereas rationalism, it says, well, this system of thought really is restricted to what empiricism finds, yes, and reduces reality only to logic, really. So, what I remember the most about Taleb in his books, and the idea that I found most interesting, is his distinction between linear and non-linear models. And we can notice the difference between linear and non-linear models by referring to Poincare's discoveries. And this is what Taleb said about Poincare. Yes. He said that Poincare was the first known big gun mathematician to understand and explain that there are fundamental limits to our equations. Yes. He introduced non-linearity, small effects that can lead to big consequences. Poincare's reasoning was simple. As you project into the future, you may need an increasing amount of precision about the dynamics of the process that you are modelling, since your error rate grows abruptly. You would eventually need to figure out the past with infinite precision. Because this is impossible, right? So to highlight this thought in a more simple way, using a concrete real-life example, Taleb discusses a sandcastle being built. Yes. So it could be said that the last grain of sand is responsible for the destruction of the entire structure. What we are witnessing here is a non-linear effect resulting from a linear force exerted on an object. A very small additional input, here the grain of sand, causes a disproportionate result. Popular wisdom has integrated many such phenomena, as witnessed by such expressions as the straw that broke the camel's back or the drop that caused the water to spill. So I guess now you understand the picture, right? It shows the limitations of rationalism. It shows that we cannot fully understand reality because, as Taleb said, there are limits to our equations. Therefore, there are limits to what rationalism, yes, can describe and explain. Regarding Taleb as well, he doesn't just refer to mathematical concepts, although that's an important part in his books, but he gives examples of many phenomena in the world that reflect, shall we say, what has gone wrong, yes, in the modern world. So, for instance, I remember him discussing why bureaucracy is an impediment to development. He discusses and uses a figure called Fat Tony. He has quite a funny part to his books, Fat Tony. And yes, I simply like the fact that he's this intellectual that is not a conformist, like we see with all these state academic ones. He's definitely a free thinker, and yeah, because of this, he's worth reading. So I think that's all I wanted to say regarding Taleb. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, and see you on the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because this helps me to grow the channel. Thank you.